My first model is a plant cell. A plant cell has a cell wall. It holds everything inside and makes the shape of the cell. Because of the cell wall, a plant cell cannot move from place to place. Next is the cell membrane. The membrane holds all of the organelles inside. Its function is to keep the good stuff in and the bad stuff outside the cell. The membrane is thin and flexible and can change its shape. The cytoplasm is the slimy liquid inside the cell membrane that holds all of the organelles that make the cell live. All cells have a nucleus. It is the control center of the cell that holds the DNA and determines what kind of cell it is and what it will look like. Chloroplasts and mitochondria. These organelles make the food and energy for the cell. The chloroplasts are only found in plant cells and help make a plant green. Mitochondria are found in both plant and animal cells. Plant cells also have vacuoles, another organelle inside a cell that helps to store food and water. These are much bigger in a plant cell because it needs to store its food and water since it can't move to get it. This is a model of an animal cell. It is very similar to a plant cell. One of the biggest differences is that it does not have a cell wall. This way, the cell membrane is the outside of the cell and allows the cell to move and change outside shape. Animal cells have cytoplasm, like plant cells, to hold all the organelles. The nucleus or control center determines what the animal cell looks like, and the mitochondria make food. Vacuoles in animal cells are much smaller than those in plant cells because animal cells can move to get more food, so do not need to store as much. Another part of the animal cell is the Golgi bodies. These help move things in and out of the cell. A cell is a building block that, when put together with other cells, can build complex organisms. There are many different types of cells. The structures of the cell wall and membrane are like the walls and hallways of a house. The cell wall is rigid and not movable and found in plant cells. It protects the cell and keeps its form. The cell membrane is thin and flexible and makes it so animal cells can move. It keeps all the organelles inside the cell and keeps the bad stuff out. A cell functions by having a control center, the nucleus, getting and storing food and energy, and by having a protective layer. Compared to a family living in a house, the wall and membranes are like the outside walls of the house and the hallways. They protect the people inside. The nucleus might be like the parents who control what happens inside and what the house will look like. The chloroplast and mitochondria are like a house's furnace since they store the energy. The vacuoles are like a kitchen since that is where the food and water are stored. The Golgi bodies would be like the doors since they let things or people in and out.